Local news about local people. This is Newslink, Indiana.
Hello, I'm Chris Bavender. Thanks for joining us. The ice storm is now a week old. Residents of East Central Indiana have a lot of stories to share. Here are just a few.
I haven't seen anything like this. This bad, not this bad. We've had ice storms, but not near to the equivalent of what this has been here. My name's Tony Yarger. I've lived here for 43 years. You have to go back and live like you might have had to live a few years ago, and neighbors. This neighborhood has always been one where the neighbors really help each other.
This is my second day open for the week, and I feel like I can eat, you know. And but it was hard on everybody, not just me. It's just a reflection of how everybody ate at one time, you know, all across colors and creeds, man. You know, when that electric went out, you had nothing.
Well, we've just been kind of fixing up things through the different areas. We have some rentals here that our company owns, and this is a customer of ours that just kind of picking up trash and debris and fixing roofs and things like that that have been broken and busted through. My name is Ryan Webster. I work with Rhinewood Builders out of Muncie. When I went to Florida not too much longer after hurricanes, it was pretty close to this.
This is something that as human beings, we can all relate to. See, you know, it takes tragedies or situations like this to really, really feel how the next human being feels, you know, across racial lines, you understand? And everybody felt the same way that I felt. You know, there's nothing you can do.
According to Indiana Michigan Power, 5,000 East Central Indiana residents are still without power. The breakdown, 400 Marion residents, 2,700 in Muncie, and 1,900 in Winchester are still in the dark. Workers anticipate customers in Muncie, Marion, and Hartford City will have power fully restored by Wednesday night. Winchester residents should have power when they return home from work on Thursday. More than an inch of rain last night caused flooding on many Muncie roads. As Newslink Indiana's Molly Fry tells us, with the current power outages, it's just one more problem for residents.
Tuesday night's rain brought more than flooded streets. Bad luck poured on Muncie residents.
Our basement is probably flooded now because of this. We have a line down in our front yard, and I believe our backyard too, and our electrical box is probably destroyed.
For some residents, the streets impassable.
I was driving my car through it and behind some people. They made it through, but my car died.
No luck there. Muncie police ran out of more than just luck. After fallen trees and power lines last week, no more barricades left. So the floods went unmarked. A previous flood left 6 inches of standing water in George Sesier's car.
It sat there for a few hours, marinated.
However, for Sesier, these floods are worse.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst I've seen it. I've lived here 2.5 years.
Residents can only hope they'll soon get a break.
Just got my power back on today, and now I'm just having more bad luck.
In Muncie, Molly Fry, Newslink, Indiana.
And with more flooding forecast, the Delaware County Emergency Management Agency needs volunteers to fill sandbags at the Hamilton Township or Yorktown Volunteer Fire Departments. You can bring your own shovel and gloves. Volunteers with pickup trucks are also needed to take sandbags to various locations. Contact Emergency Operations Center at 747-4888 with any questions. Parts of East Central Indiana hit hard by last week's ice storms now face a new problem, flooding. Pipe Creek in Alexandria went over its banks early Wednesday morning, flooding businesses and homes. Madison County officials used a specially outfitted Humvee to rescue 4 people from a house near the creek. Delaware County officials say 19 roads were closed by either high water, trees, or power lines. A bridge over the Mississinawa River in Delaware County was also submerged. Flooding was also reported in Blackford, Grant, Jay, and Randolph counties. Marcus Bailey is here now with a look at our weather, and spring-like out there today, but we shouldn't get too used to it.
That's right, spring-like, lots of rain, warm temperatures up into the 60s, but over the weekend should get back to January temperatures around the 20s. Teens. Let's take a look at the high temperatures that we had for today. We saw temperatures up in the lower 60s today, and we woke up to a very nice 41 degrees, well above our average for this time of year. As you can tell, 33 our average, 16 when you're waking up, but this is all going to change coming into the weekend. We'll take a look at overnight lows for tonight. We'll see 49 here in Muncie, 50 up in Fort Wayne, 39 up in South Bend. We'll see 49 down in Indianapolis and 32 into Chicago. We'll look at high temperatures for tomorrow. And these may look a little deceiving because these will all be in the early morning. It'll be 50 degrees when you wake up tomorrow morning. However, that temperature will plummet drastically throughout the day. We do have a flood warning in effect for all of our area up until Thursday evening. We should see some rain, possibly thunderstorms after 11 p.m. this evening that could produce heavy rainfall. So look for localized flooding in any area around here in East Central Indiana and basically throughout all of Indiana. This is the reason why, as we look at precision cast, a front will be coming through here on Thursday, bringing heavy rains, and then back behind that, colder temperatures from Canada. But we will see, for good news here in East Central Indiana, finally some dry temperature or dry days, but cooler temperatures. But we will begin to dry out here in East Central Indiana. So for tonight, I'm calling for low of 49 degrees rather. We'll see heavy rain, possibly a thunderstorm after 11 p.m. And like I said, we will be under that flood warning until Thursday evening. For tomorrow, the temperature again at 50 degrees. That will be in the morning, and then it will drop. We'll see rain, possibly a flurry or two when that temperature changes past the freezing mark. We look ahead at the rest of the weekend. Saturday, we'll see 20 degrees. On Sunday, we'll hit 23. And Martin Luther King Day, we'll see 21 degrees. So, Chris, looks like it'll be a very cool weekend and back to January weather as we should expect.
Unfortunately, though.
Unfortunately.
All right, thanks, Marcus. Well, Portland is bailing out tonight after rain flooded downtown streets in many residential areas. Newslink Indiana's Nicholas Ferreri has the story.
Volunteers filled thousands of sandbags today in emergency, and crews delivered them to homes and businesses in need. The Salamoni River overflowed its banks, pushing water into roadways and blocking storefronts.
In the crossroads of Portland today, no cars crossing the roadways, just water.
As the water rises, stores located along the flooded roads become islands, making it difficult for customers to enter and for employees to leave.
It's kind of disheartening. We've just gone through not having power over the weekend and get things back up Monday. When we came in today, the water was at the curb edge, which we can't see right now, and we're starting to get it along the edge of the sandbags now.
After a week with rain, snow, and ice, Portland is ready for a change.
So between the electricity and the water, yes, we're ready for some sunshine here.
And while the high waters are a curiosity for residents, many realize their problems could be worse.
It's just terrible in a way. Things can be worse, yes. Something can be worse. We could be over there in Thailand.
In Portland, Nicholas Ferreri, Newslink, Indiana.
Although the sun did peak out today, the National Weather Service says up to another half-inch of rain is on the way. Anderson police say they've arrested 2 teenagers on drug-related charges after a third teen died of an apparent overdose of methadone. Tyler Dellinger died January 24th at Eastside Middle School. The 15-year-old boy and 13-year-old girl who were arrested were friends of Dellinger and also attend Eastside. Dellinger's death has been ruled accidental. A local boy will get a chance at a life he never thought he'd have with the help of a doctor thousands of miles away from his home. Newslink Indiana's Lindsay Jameson introduces us to him.
At Monroe Central Junior Senior High School, the 7th grade basketball team is improving their skills on the court with the help of 12-year-old manager Josh Griffin here in the blue shirt.
He just makes sure we do everything right, and he makes sure that all the balls are put up after practice.
But there's more to Josh than just basketball. Josh was born with a smaller than normal jaw that's fused permanently shut. He also has a cleft palate that restricts his speech. It's all part of a rare disease known as Pierre Robin syndrome. After a lifetime of dealing with these problems, Josh was offered hope from California.
I found Dr. Bradley by a friend of mine who heard it from another friend that watched it on Montel Williams.
Dr. Bradley waived his fee for the surgery for the Griffin family, but the family needed to come up with more than $18,000 for just a one-night stay at the UCLA hospital in Los Angeles. Last year, Josh dressed up for the foundation that paid his medical bills, but less than a month before his new surgery, the family found out they lost the funding. Running out of time, the community rallied around the Griffins, raising the money Josh needed.
A lot of moms from the area have just gotten together and, you know, we hounded the newspaper and hounded the radio stations and sent out emails and put out buckets and just did what we can.
Josh still needs more surgery and funding. While he continues with these struggles, his mom believes he's already achieved perfection.
I wouldn't change it for anything.
In Winchester, Lindsay Jameson, Newslink, Indiana.
And Josh is doing well after surgery last Friday. If you're interested in donating to the Josh Griffin Fund, buckets are located at your local National Federal Savings Bank branches. That is Newslink Indiana. For Marcus Bailey, I'm Chris Bavender. Join us on the web again tomorrow for more news.